Hey guys, this is the Epic Gamer Boy 2 here, and today we're going to be doing a video called Is Loop Disease Bad for the iPhone 7? Because I've been wanting to do this video for a while because I've seen some people, well, there are like some tech people out there that actually has like some iPhone 7s that has loop disease, like whether you found it in like a bin or something, or got it from a phone lot, or bought it from like mm, mm, or a phone for parts or like a for parts or not working phone, you'll you'll stop. You'll get a you'll get a you'll see like audios are not working and everything. So yeah. So so let's just begin with this video here. I have two iPhone 7s here. This is my new one here. It's 120 gigabyte black with 100% battery health. I'm definitely keeping this one, and it works great with no issues. Oh yeah, I was trying to enter my password. Sorry about that. Okay. So what? All right. So this one here is my old one. I had this since I got this on Christmas along with my iPod Touch 7 because before that I I had a iPhone before that I had a 32 gigabyte iPhone 7 which now my parents have, and yeah. So might be wondering why is the sensitive touch thing here? Well, basically, a couple days ago, I, I water tested this phone because I water tested this phone I, because I got a new one that fully works great. Let me show you the difference between Let me show you a difference between them, something that has to do with loop disease. So, if I go to like something like voice memos. Okay, let's make sure it doesn't show my information. Okay, so watch. Testing, testing, testing. Testing, testing, testing. Oh, I forgot this one shows up here too. Now let's try this one. Well, it will actually show up with a message like, you know what? I'm deleting this. Okay, so if I can find a picture of what the real loop disease looks like. Um, oh yeah, oh yeah, this is something I was gonna use for the thumbnail. It'll say recorded failed, no audio device found. See, this is like an issue. This is probably the issue that this phone's having. I mean, you can still take pictures. You can still take pictures and stuff on it. Testing. You can see that you can see that the audio here is like permanently muted. But I mean, thank God I got this one because I had this iPhone 7 for over since like Christmas because I got this because it was one of my Christmas gifts, and 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 over the time, I mean after 6 months of using it, I realized that the audio on this like I realized that this thing has bad audio and loop disease problem, and I was like, why can't I hear any sound? And I was like, oh yeah, because of loop disease. So I've had a total of like 5 iPhone 7s before in my entire life. So the first one I had was a 32 gigabyte silver that I got on this 2020 Christmas. That I think I broke it in like June. My second iPhone 7 was a rose gold 256 gigabyte one that I only had for a few weeks, like last year June. And then my third iPhone 7 is the one that my parents have now. My fourth one is this one here is my fourth one, and this is my fifth one, which is my new one. And this is like a 5 out of, this is like a 1 out of 5 iPhone 7 for me that had loop disease because most iPhone 7s I had no issues, perfectly working fine. So yeah. So I'm gonna be doing some research about loop disease and okay, so loop disease system of com system. Oh, does the, yeah. I mean, not only I've heard that the iPhone 7 has loop disease. I mean, there are some many other phones, iPhones that Apple made that also has like issues that would actually happen more. For example, the iPhone 6 has has like bending issue, but the 6S actually fixes it. The the iPhone 4 and 4S, I believe. Those two are really old iPhones, and they're LCD. The LCD on them are pretty durable, except for the screen and back glass cracks easily. I don't know if that's an issue or not, but I bet there's a lot of people out there that still have an iPhone 4 and 4S as their old phone that they want to see what's on it, and stuff. And then iPhone 7s actually have loop disease. Not only that, but there's also like iPhone 7s with like bad baseband I've seen like on eBay and Macquarie. I've seen some iPhone 7s with like bad baseband and unable to activate, which is actually another issue. And yeah, and then I think one of my friend Tabby Pierce made a made a video like some months ago of why the iPhone about the worst iPhone ever. And when I first got an iPhone 10s like early this year, I actually liked this and I hadn't had a Face ID iPhone in like so long. But then, but then after oh yeah, but then I think after watched that video of the worst iPhone ever video, and my friend Tabby, he was talking about the 10s. Let me see. Um, oh yeah, he explained it, and I do have to admit that the 10s is actually the worst iPhone ever, even though I've only had one, because most Face ID iPhones I've had over the past are actually. I know that nowadays there's actually a lot of Face ID that I've seen a lot of people that use like Face ID iPhones, but the only Face ID iPhones I've ever had was an iPhone 10R, 11, and 10s. That's all the Face ID iPhones for me that I've ever had. So yeah, that's that. So yeah, now back to the iPhone 7. So this is a video that I mean a 10s breakies, a 10s a iPhone 10s OLED screen like break easily, and a iPhone 7 having loop disease over a simple drop. I think these two must be like different. So yeah. The home button was working on here before. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that a few days ago I did do a water test on this thing on the day that I got this one because this phone has because I was said that this phone has loop disease. It has a wrong color aftermarket screen, and I put it in water for about 10 minutes. It actually survived, except for water did go inside the screen because this is a wrong aftermarket screen, which means that if I do a drop test on this thing, then I bet the screen's gonna break easily. If I get a new white screen for this phone, then it still counts as an aftermarket screen. If I get a white screen for this phone, and both of these are 128 gigabyte. Someone should actually suggest me to do like a drop test for it because this one's kind of useless. But I mean, the only problem that this phone has is loop disease and loop disease. And loop disease on here actually killed Siri. Like, watch. See? Loop disease on this thing. Hello Siri.
Hello, the Epic Gamer Boy. How can I help?
See this? You see, my new iPhone 7 works perfectly fine. My new iPhone 7 doesn't have loop disease, but this one I had it for. This one I had it for 6 months, and it actually does have loop disease. The home button doesn't. Yeah, I think the reason why the home button doesn't work is because the taptic engine must have gone bad on it when I water tested. Yeah, the taptic engine must have gone bad on it when I water tested. That probably be the reason why. Oh, you might be wondering, if I did a water test video on this iPhone 7, where's the video? Well, here's something that happened. So I recorded that video on my iPhone 8, my gold one, and my phone was actually being lagging over the process of editing the video. So then I have to like reset. So then I had to like reset that phone, and sadly the progress on it was gone for. Sadly, that video is lost because I reset it due to the fact that it was being so laggy on iOS 16 beta. So I mean that sucks. But this is the result after it. So this is actually day number. This is actually day number 4. Oh yes, day number 4. I believe. So it's been like 4 days later, and the results. Okay, so here happened. So one day later, after the water test, the screen was a bit tweaking out there, and when you turn down the brightness, it just goes completely black. But now when you do it, you can still see some stuff. So water, and then day number 2 of after the recovering, the home button stopped working on it. So yeah, guys. So when I water tested this thing, I said that this phone has loop disease and bad taptic engine, and I said the taptic engine on this phone is also bad. But I mean, but then I realized something after doing the water test. So if I can show you guys this without showing my information, listen. So yeah, I realized the taptic engine on this iPhone 7 actually sounded better. So seriously, I thought this phone had a bad taptic engine before I water testing, because I was actually hearing some weird noises from this phone. I was actually hearing some weird noises from this phone, and then I and then I and then that's and then I like water tested it. But before when I put it in water, it had loop disease in the first place. So I think the way how I got this phone I feel like the way how I got this phone is that I feel like somebody must have like raged at this phone, like they threw it at a wall or something, and then they had to get like a and then when they and then when they want to get this phone fixed, they like put up a a random aftermarket screen on it, then sell it, and then I got it, and then this is what the result is. Yeah. I feel like this iPhone 7 looks like somebody had anger issues with it, like somebody threw it at a wall, and then the original screen like cracked on it, and then and and then they started having latency and stuff. Wow. So this iPhone 7 here looks like that somebody actually raged at it. I mean, when I first got it, I was like, wow, this iPhone 7 looks. I mean, I was like, wow, but then I noticed that it has a ROM aftermarket screen and loop disease. I think I think that must be the reason why. I mean, not because a black screen can make it have loop disease. I mean, I've seen like the ones with like its original screen also has loop disease. Like for example, let's say that if you're like texting outside and you accidentally drop it, that could cause loop disease. And another thing that could cause loop disease is over anger and rage. Be- Anger and rage can also make the iPhone 7 cause loop disease when you like slam it or throw it at a wall. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I kind of don't want to fully destroy this thing, even though it has lip disease, because first of all, this phone here is actually still fully working. Besides water damage, actually killed the water actually killed the home button. Plus the Taptic engine got bad before I did. I mean, when I first got it, it was working fine. But then when I got this one, I think the Taptic engine just randomly got bad on this thing. So then I decided to like water tested this phone, and it and and it somehow like fixed the Taptic engine. I was like, what? I thought the Taptic engine sounded bad on this. Did it actually fix it? And then I was like, no way, this can't be possible. And then I tested everything. It sounded normal. It sounded normal. I mean, I can actually do a comparison here. There we go. It sounded completely normal. Oh, it sounded completely normal. Except this one sounded more quieter. But yeah. Mm, let me. I mean, I'm sorry if videos I do these have to be around like these minutes long because I keep running out of words and ideas on what to say. So the question is loop disease bad for an iPhone 7? Well, if you're just gonna use it as a phone, then you're gonna make phone calls and stuff. Then I don't think then it is bad actually because then how is other people able to like hear you and stuff? But if you use this, but I would say that if you use this iPhone 7 to like play games, watch YouTube, or use social media, I mean like texting with social media, then this phone is texting with social medias. I think then this phone, then you can actually still use this phone, but only for video call and record. I mean, only if you're on like a video call, phone call, or recording a video, then it's actually bad for the iPhone 7. I mean, both of these are 128 gigabytes. So this one has 100% battery health. This one has 90% battery. This one I believe still has 90. Yep, 90. So, yeah, I think this is a long part. So, yeah, guys. So, depending on what you do. So, the answer is depending on what you do. Um, depending on what you do, I would say. Well, there's some. I mean, even though I know I'm obsessed with like phones, but there's this thing where phones with like cracked LCD, not LCD. I mean, phones with cracked screens actually like bothers me. Where I have OCD problems, where I like randomly pick on the glass when I'm bored, and this is a problem with me when I get cracked phones. So this is why my parents don't buy me cracked phones or phone lots. But yeah, not much else to say. So th- so yeah, this is gonna be it for this video here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you guys in the next video. Bye.